What's up, YouTube? This is Quan, the Urban Sportsman again. Coming to you guys today to give you another quick product review. This product review is actually on a fishing reel. It is the Mela 4000 by Kastking. It's a spinning reel. It's this guy right here. I got the 20 series, which is, well, technically it's the 30 series for them, which is perfect for what I'm using it for, and that is for bucktail jigs mostly, or curly tail jigs and grubs. I'm not really casting anything heavy, so I'm using 1/8 ounce and 1/4 ounce jigs for this guy. So this turned out to be perfect. I ended up getting this as a birthday present for my kids, which is an awesome gift for me. So with that being said, let's talk about the actual reel. The reel, I love it personally. I can't complain. 5:2-to-1 gear ratio, 10+1 ball bearings. It actually came with an additional spool, but you'll see it has an aluminum spool with kind of like a honeycomb cut in it to keep it light. And it came with an additional spool, which I have this guy spooled up with a, I can't remember what kind of line it is, but I do know it's just a monofilament that's made specifically for spinning reels. I've been using this thing ever since the silver bass run began, and I've been doing great casting bucktail jigs to them. I haven't had any problems with it. At 10-to-1 ball bearings, it's just a smooth reel. You can tell by listening to it. You won't hear anything. What I did notice, however, when it comes down to that, when I put this particular spool on, it got a little noisy. And the reason why it got a little noisy, because I didn't check it when I got it out the box and set it up. It needed to be oiled when I first got it out the box. So just check your reels if you do invest in this guy, and put a little bit of oil on it. Like I said, it's a smooth reel at 35 bucks. You really can't beat it. With the carbon fiber drag disc, which actually makes the drag disc a little lighter than what the metal ones or the plastic ones were. It pretty much what they're doing by doing that is they are sacrificing the weight of the metal by keeping it substantially strong with carbon fiber and not going to something plastic, which is cheap and chintzy and just break. I've had a couple of reels that are pretty much not necessarily the drag disc is broken, but if you ever look inside, there's the clicker is broken, and over time the drag discs actually do wear down, and that's where you start getting instead of that smooth drag, you start to get that choppiness in the drag when you're catching a bigger fish. I have hooked into a couple of bigger fish with this reel so far. I actually hooked into a catfish with this reel that had to be around 8 pounds. I'll post a picture here somewhere where you can see, and it put it to the test. This is only 6-pound line on here, so he did his thing and put it to the test, and I had to use a drag, and it worked out smoothly. The drag ran smoothly. Like I said, I love the reel so far. I'm definitely going to get another one for my wife's reel, and I think for one of my daughter's reels as well, because they're due for new reels on their rods. They don't take care of them as good as I do. Beyond that, how would I rank this reel? I personally think it would be a 4 out of 10, and not 4 out of 10, 4 out of 5 stars for me. If it was and the only reason I say that is, like I said, it's 4 out of 5 stars rather than 5 out of 5. It's simply because when I got it out, it needed to be oiled, which, like I said, it's not a bad thing. You know, if you're paying attention to the reels that you get and the things that you purchase, you kind of look at them and see if they need to be oiled and taken care of anyway. That's just basic reel maintenance. Well, other than that, man, like I said, I love this thing. I won't complain. I've been fishing with it for several months and have had a blast with it. Actually, you'll see some footage coming up behind this of me fishing with it, catching white bass on the Detroit River. Like I said, I couldn't be happier. For me, as far as spooling it, because it's a smaller series reel, like I said, I'm using 6-pound mono on the extra spool, and for this one I haven't spooled it up yet, but I'm actually going to put braid on this guy. I think 20-pound braid or 15, depending on which company I go with, and I'm going to use a 6 or 8-pound leader. That way I can get a little bit longer cast. Right now, with just this spool and a quarter ounce jig head, I'm getting about I say 20 to 30 yard cast on it, which is 60 to 90 feet for people who don't know the conversion. Which for me, I think that's pretty good with a quarter ounce and 1/8 ounce jig head. That's really good, being able to get that type of casting distance. That's why, like I said, I love it. I won't complain. It's a stout reel. It's not all cheap and chintzy. It has aluminum parts. It has a metal actual reel handle, which how often do you get that with inexpensive reels now? Most of them are plastic where they get bumped too hard, you're breaking the reel handle off, which only ticks you off because you're out of this 35 bucks. One thing I will say about that price point, I couldn't figure out why they were so cheap, figuring the amount of ball bearings, the fact that you get an extra spool, and the fact that it's an aluminum spool that actually is with it, with carbon fiber drag disc. I couldn't figure that out. I did some research, and what I found out is they skip the middleman. They don't go from their production to a merchandiser to then a retailer. They go straight to market with these guys, and that's why they're so inexpensive.